If you're a home seller in the Mountain View area, this should be absolute music to your ears coming up on this Bay Area Housing Market Minute. The Bay Area housing market has been on absolute fire for the last year and a half. This is not front page news. However, in certain markets, in certain cities, the first part of COVID did not treat them well. And that couldn't be more true than for the city of Mountain View. And that's what we're going to be covering in today's Bay Area Housing Market Minute. But before we get into the data and before we get into the numbers, if you're a home buyer in today's marketplace, and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to assist you in your purchase-making decision, you can go ahead and text the word data plus the zip code or the area or the neighborhood that you're looking in, and we'll get that data sent straight to your inbox. And if you're a home seller in today's marketplace and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to assist you in pricing your property, now more than ever, pricing strategy absolutely matters. And so you really owe it to yourselves to text the word data plus your property address to the number down below, and we'll get that data sent straight to your inbox. Okay, so if you peek on the screen there, you'll see that Mountain View really has not been doing well for the first maybe 12 months of shelter in place or so. If you look back here, we had 9 months since May of last year until February of this year. There was a consistent active inventory or surge in active inventory, and pending sales were not nearly as high as we are accustomed to seeing them. We're used to really seeing that flipped in Mountain View. The graph that you're looking at is active inventory and sold inventory, pending inventory. So the red graph, the red little line there is represented by pending sales. And so we see, again, like I said, 9 months counting plus more where we had pending sales or we had active inventory rather represented in the light green line outpacing pending sales. And so what does this mean? Well, for the first 9 months or so, the market in Mountain View wasn't doing so great. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll understand why that is. Obviously, we had an exodus of people, an exodus of Google employees, which is really the main employer in Mountain View, leaving the area, work from home, shelter in place. I'm not going to live in Mountain View. It's too crowded. It's too congested. It's too expensive. I'm going to go somewhere else. That narrative played itself out, and then February came around and things started to turn in sellers' favor, really, in Mountain View for the first time in many, many months. And so if you're a seller, you're watching this should be music to your ears, because now for the last 5 months, we've had pending sales outpacing active inventory. And that is when things really start to happen for sellers. That's when the market really starts to tip in sellers' favor, is when we start to see pending sales consistently month over month outpace active supply. Keep in mind, if we're in 47 other states out of 50, even the stuff that was going on in May and June, maybe not July, but May, June, August, maybe even September of last year, November, those are great months if you're in most other states. But obviously, relative to the rest of the Bay Area housing market, Mountain View was definitely underperforming, except for the last couple of months. And so if you look at this graph, you'll know that right now the market is exceptionally strong for home sellers. And if you're a home buyer, the question you might be asking yourself is, well, honey, should we buy now or should we sit on the sidelines, maybe wait it out 3 to 6 months? What we have to realize is that an absorption rate, absorption rate is how many homes are under contract or sold relative to the amount of homes that are active on the market, would need to be at 33% or below in order for us to be in even a neutral market for us to consider, for economists really to consider that the market is a buyer's market or even a neutral market at that point. And so when you're looking at that delta between 73 pending sales and 59 active homes, let's do the math on that real quick. We have 59 active homes because remember, absorption rate is measured against the active inventory level. So we need to see pending sales dip to 33.3% or less. So let's multiply that times 0.333 and we're left with 19 points. So basically, let's just call it 20 homes on the market, or 20 homes pending rather, relative to the 59 active homes. So if inventory levels were to remain the same, if nothing happens with inventory, we'd have to see pending activity drop off from 73 homes to 20. To put that in perspective, that is 26%. So we'd have to see 27%. So we'd have to see pending sales dip by 73% in order for us to see a neutral market per economist standards. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. I think we can all agree on that. Will we expect to see signs of a slowdown prior to that? Absolutely. And so you can continue to tune into these Bay Area housing markets to keep you up to date as to what's going on in the market. But is that going to happen soon? I don't see anything saying that the market's slowing down. In fact, you look at 3 consistent months of pending inventory or pending sales going up and up and up. That's great news if you're a home seller, not so great news if you're a home buyer. Meanwhile, demand or inventory levels have stayed relatively the same. And so if you're watching this video, you're thinking, oh, maybe we'll get lucky, maybe the market will stabilize, maybe it'll top off. This data should indicate otherwise. One final note for all of you back home is if you look at the list price to sales price ratio, we've experienced now 6 months where the sales price to list price ratio has been at or above 100%, which means that for 6 straight months, we've had a market that is building a compounding effect on the pricing in Mountain View. And especially the last 4 months where we've had 107, 809% sales price to list price ratio. I mean, it is absolutely absurd what is going on in the marketplace right now in Mountain View. And seeing as how after Labor Day, traditionally, we start to see upticks in pending activity, we start to see more buyer demand, and we start to see a fall in inventory levels starting in the fall. And so those two things only create a hotter market, bottom line. So for us to expect the market to, in Mountain View, dip or neutralize or stabilize within the next 3 to 6 months, based on the data that I'm seeing right now, is a fantasy. But you can continue to tune in to these Bay Area housing market minutes to see what's going on, not just in Mountain View, but in almost every city around the Bay Area. We're here to cover it all for you. This is Danny Gould, everyone, with the Selling Silicon Valley Group, and I will catch all of you in the next video.